look like before we started working together? Like, what were you kind of doing and how were you trying to get leads and how was everything going?
So before we started working together, I tried door knocking a little bit. I was cold calling, I would say like 2 months straight, like 3 hours a day, like 5 days a week. And it wasn't awful, but I mean, it's literally like cold calling. Like it's literally like it wasn't like warm calls or
Yeah.
anything like that. So you're just calling like around a neighborhood and just like hoping someone would say they're buying or selling. Which I mean, there are some leads that I gained from that, and I'm still like nurturing them, but it just took a lot of effort and it just wasn't something that I enjoyed, and I don't think anyone actually enjoys doing it. Like if they found something that's easier to do, I think everyone would like prefer to do that, but some
Of
people
course.
have like, they've gotten good at cold calling.
And you were already posting a lot on social media, like your content was pretty good. Were you generating like a lot of leads and stuff from that like beforehand?
Honestly, not at all. Like I would literally post, I think I was the one like using our videographer a lot, and I would get a lot of videos. Like I would say at least a few. Like I tried like interviewing like some of our like title reps, like our lenders, stuff like that. And maybe that did kind of like make people on my page like trust me and stuff like that and know like I'm
Mm,
knowledgeable. But at the same time, like no one was like DMing me from that saying
yeah.
like, or commenting and saying like I'm interested in buying or selling, or like the educational videos. I think those help to like show people that like you know what you're doing, but that's just it. Literally, I don't think I got a single lead from doing that.
When I reached out to you and asked if you wanted to work together, what made you say yes? Like, how were you feeling at that time?
I feel like it was your approach. I feel like a lot of people like, like being in the industry, even like if someone else is like doing something else, not real estate, like everyone tries to like, like DM you, collab with you, like videographers, lenders, whatever. And like, of course, like I appreciate it, but then it gets like a lot, and then you
Yeah.
like forget who's who unless they like kind of like make an effort to like stand out. So I feel like the way that you did it like made me trust you too, and like I was like, sure, like let's try it. Like why not? Like there's nothing like if anything I'm gonna gain from this. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like lose anything. But I feel like it was like the way you reached out, and it was like you showed you cared, but it wasn't like weird. I don't know. It was just it I appreciated it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I know a lot of people get spammed on Instagram now, like with bot
Yeah.
messages and stuff. So it's really hard to trust people in this space as well.
No, yeah, definitely.
Can you kind of like walk me through, give me like numbers of before versus after? Like, I know like kind of a guess, but like how many leads were you bringing in per week, like DMs, messages coming in before we started working together? And then maybe like 2, 3 weeks into working together.
DMs literally zero. Like maybe I think like before we started working together, I had kind of started doing like the property tours.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. I think like maybe like a handful, like not even, like maybe a few, but definitely like literally zero from like the educational,
Yeah.
everything like that. And that's not to say that those videos aren't good, but I feel like when we started working together, like the type of videos you told me to post are like essential, and then the other things that I was doing, it's like more like good like sprinkled in.
Yeah.
So yeah, beforehand I think like literally just from the property tours, like a few before we met, like just a few leads from that, but everything else no. And then like just from cold calls and stuff, like nothing that actually went through, but like a few leads. Like maybe I would call 3 hours a week. I mean 3 hours for like 5 days a week, and maybe I'd get a few good ones that like I'm like, okay, they're not ready now, but like I'm gonna nurture.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so that's kind of like before. So now that we work together for like the 30 days, like what's the biggest difference you see? Like how many leads have you really brought in now? How many DMs? Like how is your time management like from before to now? Like really like dive deeper into that.
Honestly, now like that one video, it was like the Glendale condo, it was like the 2 bedroom or something that like started in the kitchen. That one, like a lot of people showed interest, and I think that kind of helped me like understand my audience too. And it was like, okay, I think like my audience is like people in Burbank and Glendale, and then like a lot of like first time home buyers. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there who want to stay in Glendale, but it's just like it's expensive. So I think like I was able to see that like a lot of people who want to stay in Glendale, but like they need something like a condo. So I figured out that's my audience. And then I also, the leads that came from it, I would say, honestly, from that video, I think I got like 100 comments or more, probably
Yeah.
more looking back now. And then like, obviously like at the end of the day, like some people reach out, they're interested, and it's in your hands to like nurture if
Of
they're not
course.
interested right now. So of course like I'm following up and everything, and then I noticed those same people are asking, maybe they were interested in that property, and I'm like, oh, like are you looking to actively buy, or are you just exploring? They won't respond, but then I see they're still like commenting on my other videos asking for those properties.
Yeah.
So you can tell maybe they're just, and also maybe they're like iffy to work with you, but you just have to show up and like show them that like you're here. But I think that those property tours gave me a lot of leads. Like I don't have a number, but I mean, you even have some screenshots of like the conversations, and like a lot of people were like open to like jumping on
Yeah.
a call. And like as I've gone on, there have even been a few people who themselves have been like, I'd love to jump on a call. Like the client I have right now, she was the one who was like, I'm looking to buy in LA. Like I
Yeah.
would love to jump on a call. And it's like, wow, like I didn't even have to do my part of the thing. You already asked to jump on a call, and that also kind of makes you feel like so good. You're like, wow, like they want to talk to me. I didn't
Of
even have
course.
to like tell them like, oh, I'm able to help you, buy something.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's awesome. When you have leads coming in and you don't have to chase them because they're not cold anymore, when you're posting like the
Exactly.
correct kind of content and everybody who's coming in is warm because they're already either in the market or they're kind of looking for fun and you qualify them in the DMs and find that out, it's honestly the best feeling. Like kind of like an estimation. I know you said you're working with a few people right now that are pretty interested and are probably about to
Mm-hmm.
buy and sell. How many leads in total do you think you've brought in and how many calls have came from those? Because I know you have a lot of calls like going on and stuff.
Yeah. Like actively working with right now, I would say like a good handful, because I mean obviously like it's pretty new and you still have to nurture it. Like at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
not like magic and like you're magically gonna like do all these deals. But I don't know how many leads, like I don't know. I mean, you saw like I scrolled, like maybe you have a better idea. Like when I was scrolling, like it was honestly like it
Yeah.
kept going.
Yeah, it
But
was
like,
so many. It was probably like across TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram,
yeah,
probably over 500 leads like combined. And that
yeah,
was maybe a week or two ago. So it's definitely gone up because you've been posting pretty consistently and you're bringing in leads with almost every single video. And you're also taking calls every single week. That's just really good. That's really
yeah.
good. The system's working awesome. What would you say to a realtor who's been burned out by like coaching or somebody in the past who feels like nothing's really working? Like, what would you tell them about me and like the systems and actual coaching? Because I know in this space, a lot of people are against coaching because there are a few bad people that make coaching look bad. But
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that coaching and mentorship is one of the best ways to expedite anything, especially if you don't have months to learn the marketing yourself and implement that stuff. What would you recommend to somebody who's burnt out?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's like we have our expertise, like we're good at like the real estate side, and we kind of have to leave, like they even say like leave the lending to the lenders, like don't go elaborate too much because you might also get something wrong. So same with like the marketing aspect, like leave it to like you, because you've done your research, like that's your forte, and like you've gone through and like seen what's gonna work and what's not. And I feel like it's worth it to like work with someone like you, because you literally like have gone through the trials, and like it's kind of gonna affect our business if we kind of do that on our own.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like you'll help them like find their audience and stuff like that, and kind of like tailor it to each person. Like you're not gonna go tell someone to do exactly what I did, a similar thing, because like it's literally proven results.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think ultimately, like I would say like Dylan knows what he's doing. Like it's literally proven. Like if you go on my page, and I was doing something what I thought was similar before, but I wasn't doing those like what do you call it? Like the call to actions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like people would just see it and they would be like, "Oh, well, there's no address." Like I don't know. Like maybe you'll have a few people ask you, but then they're just going to like go off and wonder. But if you tell them to like, this is how you can like get the information, then they will.
Yeah, it's always the really small things that people like skip out on that makes the biggest difference. It's usually for the most part not like a massive difference because at the end of the day, like real estate isn't really a selling game. It's all about just being friendly, being helpful, willing to
Mhm.
talk to people, and whoever's the most helpful, follows up the fastest, follows up the longest, and just doesn't give up is the one
Yeah.
who's going to win. And that's why you've been able to generate such good results because I helped you put that system in place where your content is bringing in leads. So now you're able to do what you're good at is which is talking to people and actually nurturing them and actually building
Exactly.
connections with them. Would you say it's been a lot more efficient than cold calling? Like, because I know you didn't really like cold calling, but you probably did a good amount of it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
definitely more efficient. Yeah, because you're just it's like posting on social media. I think it's like it's marketing, but cold calling is like prospecting. And a
yeah,
lot of people believe that you need to prospect and like you're talking to someone one on one. But if you make your marketing like work very well, like what I was doing before, yeah, it didn't bring any leads, and that's marketing. And maybe over time, someone who follows me for 3 years will be like, okay, finally, I'm ready to buy. But if you do marketing the correct way, it literally beats prospecting like any day.
Yeah.
So it's more enjoyable, and I think it's like more efficient. So yeah.
Awesome. Let me ask you. Well, I want to ask, what does like a normal Monday morning feel like now compared to before we started working together? Like your first day of the week, usually people don't like their Mondays. It's fairly slow. It's
Hmm.
pretty like maybe you had to wake up before and you're like, oh, like gosh, I have to cold call 100 people today. How does
Yeah.
it feel now to before? Like, kind of describe your Monday morning.
I literally hated Mondays. Like, I'm still not a big fan of Mondays, but
Yeah.
like it's helped. Like, obviously at the end of the day, you're like realtors never stop working. Like weekends, like we're still working. I
Yeah.
literally met with a buyer yesterday from social media and took her to so many showings. We're literally sitting in the office. She goes, "Wait, it's Sunday. Why are you working?" And I'm like, "We're always working." So there's that, but you're kind of on like chill mode. Like it's the weekend. So I kind of hated Mondays, and I'm still not a big fan, but like literally I had the realization today. I'm like I'm kind of not working. Like, why am I not doing anything? But I'm like, no, I have a call scheduled for later. I have like showings tomorrow. So it just feels like I'm not like hating my job literally. And not that I ever did. I love what I do, but when you have to like reach out to people and you kind of feel like annoying, like chasing people, it
Yeah.
feels so much better that they're literally the ones that are saying, "Oh my God, give me the address to this, give me the address to this." So yeah, like my Mondays are looking a lot better, and I get excited for the week. Like Tuesdays, like our content days, like I love getting ready for that and doing that and just like posting it and seeing like, oh, is this one gonna do well? Are people
Yeah.
interested in this property? So I enjoy it a lot more now.
Yeah, and I know that dopamine, like I know that effect when you go to sleep, like I maybe that first time you posted that video and you woke up and it just popped off. And literally while you're sleeping, you're bringing leads in. So say you just happen to want to sleep in one day and rest because you've been grinding all week.
Yeah.
Like one video that you posted like a week ago could all of a sudden pop off and you wake up
Hmm.
with like 200 messages in your inbox. Like
Yeah.
it's absolutely crazy.
And that's happened. Like sometimes it's not that exact day or like the next day. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, why are people like this is a good deal like in Burbank? Like why is no one like thinking? And then like, it takes a few days sometimes like or it's like not the time they're scrolling. And then like you'll see like, oh my God, a lot of people are like interested in this. And it's kind of like if you were to cold call, I feel like the results that I've gotten is like if you were to cold call for a long time, but mine were like in a few weeks. Like so honestly, like who wouldn't want to choose that over cold calling? Like if you could do something that like literally requires less work from you too, I don't know why. I don't know. I wish I didn't wait as long to do this. And even people like from my office are like, oh, like I have to start posting more consistently and
Yeah.
stuff like this. And I'm like yes, you do. And it's not just consistently, but it's doing it the right way.
Exactly.
And like Dylan is able to show that because like that's literally your forte and like you know what works and what doesn't. And what I was gonna say too is like you showed me like how to make it more efficient because remember in the beginning I was like you were like did you follow up with them and I'm like no like there's so many DMs that like I can't like yeah I will today like it had been like 2 days and like I hadn't because it was right when it started like I wasn't used to that so it was right when everything was kicking in and I
Yeah.
was like no like I will and then we kind of like you showed me like exactly what to say like when they DM you and then when you say something and they don't respond back so yeah I think that helped a lot and yeah, like with ManyChat and like whatever you do in the background, like it makes us so much more efficient and helps us just work on the clients that we have right then and there and work on those buyers and sellers
Yeah.
and not waste our time like having the perfect like text to send back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, yeah, that's really good. Like you've been killing it, Cynthia. You've been doing a great job. I know that
Thank
I
you.
remember that first time you posted like a very similar video to what you posted before that had only gotten like 4 leads. But then when we changed just a simple
Yeah.
call to action, that video brought in like 200 leads and you were like texting me like how overwhelmed and stuff you were. Like that first time you have like a bunch of leads just come into your inbox. It's such a good feeling, but it could be stressful, but it's like thank
Mm-hmm.
God for this, you know what I mean?
No, seriously, yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, and so like my last question is like, what kind of realtors would you refer me to? Like maybe realtors who are already posting content, and what would you say for them if they're on the edge? Maybe they're thinking about investing into a coach because obviously it's like a lot of money, but it's definitely worth it for the ROI. Like
Mm-hmm.
they 5x their investment. You know what I mean? What would
Yeah.
you say to them?
Honestly, I wouldn't say there's one type of realtor. I would say everyone because I've even worked with like older people who have not, I don't think they've ever posted one thing a day. And I can already see their business taking off, especially when you have that experience and expertise and you can literally show like you're proven like
Yeah,
the reviews and everything like that. Like literally any type of realtor you are, you need to like talk to Dylan and like have him like help you start your social media page. It literally starts from the bio, from everything, like from your like name at the top, like everything will make a difference. And like it might be, you know, like a upfront cost that you might have to like make, but it's so worth it. I mean, we have real estate fees all the time, and if you're paying those fees and you're not making, you know, you're not having transactions, that's like wasting money. So might as well pay some money and like just have, you know, your social media like going. Honestly, it's so worth it.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for taking time with this interview.
Of course.
Okay.